Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be proving the quadratic formula by completing the square. This is definitely a bit more of a challenging topic. It's great for anyone aiming for top grades at GCSE or even moving on to A-Level Maths. So don't worry if it feels a little bit harder than usual. I'll take you through it step by step so you can see exactly where the formula comes from and why it works. So grab a pen, take your time and let's get started. So the objective here is we're going to prove the quadratic formula by completing the square. The quadratic formula only works when we have quadratic expressions of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to complete the square of this quadratic here to see how the quadratic formula emerges. So when we're completing the square of non-monic quadratics, the first thing we need to do is factor out this a. So it's non-monic if a does not equal 1, but we don't know what a is in this case, so we're just going to factor it out just in case. So in this case, we have a bracket, so we divide all of the terms by a. So we end up with x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. Okay, so that's the first step. So now what we usually do is we complete the square of what's inside the bracket, and we do that by halving this number in the middle. So half of b over a is going to be b over 2a. So we're going to get left with a bracket x plus b over 2a all squared. So now to complete the square, we need to minus this b over 2a squared and then add on the term that we actually want. So that's c over a. So just to make this a little bit easier, at this point, what I could just do is divide both sides by a to get rid of it. So if I just quickly do that, we end up with x plus b over 2a squared minus b over 2a all squared plus c over a equals 0. So now this thing here, so b over 2a squared, I can expand that. So b over 2a squared is going to be b squared over 4a squared. So if I rewrite it like that, I get x plus b over 2a minus b squared over 4a squared plus c over a equals 0. So at this point, what I'm going to try and do is combine these two fractions here. So this is requiring a little bit of skills of algebraic fractions, but if you've done that topic before, what we need to try and do, because we're adding fractions, is get the denominators the same. So we have an a and a 4a squared. So if I multiply the a by 4a, then the denominators are both going to be 4a squared. So if we do that, we have x plus b over 2a squared minus b squared over 4a squared, and then I'm going to times c over a by 4a to get 4ac over 4a squared, okay, and that equals 0. Now I'm going to try and rearrange this to make x the subject. So I'm first going to start by moving these two onto the other side. So if I do this, we end up with x plus b over 2a squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. And now what I can just do to make it a little bit easier, because they've got the same denominators, I can just put it all over one denominator. So that's going to be 4a squared, and the numerator is going to be b squared minus 4ac. So if you know the quadratic formula, you can kind of start to see a few things that you might recognise. So now what I'm going to do is get rid of the squared by square rooting both sides. So I end up with x plus b over 2a equals the plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. So if I take the square root of the numerator and the numerator doesn't really square. So the numerator is going to be b squared minus 4ac square rooted, but the denominator, because I can actually take the square root of 4a squared, that's just going to be 2a. So we have x plus b over 2a is plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So finally, all we're going to do is minus b over 2a. So we end up with x equals minus b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So now you can see, because we have two fractions with the same denominator, we can simply write this as minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and that there is the quadratic formula. So well done if you managed to follow that. This is definitely an advanced topic, so really good if you can actually derive the quadratic formula. It's also quite interesting just to see where it comes from. So that's everything for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye!